Hey everyone, and welcome back to Carrie's Garage. On this episode, I've got an empty trailer again. You know what that means. So follow along and let's see what I'm going to be picking up today. Well, I wasn't really able to film much with picking up the car, getting it on the trailer, and getting stuff loaded up, but I'm back at my house now, and let me show you what I got. I got a smart car. I got the cheapest smart car in the United States, because it was free. So this is a 2009 Brabus. It's got 130-ish thousand miles on it. It's all complete and in really good shape. It just needs a little bit of work. So you can see the back end right here is all taken apart, and I'll show you a picture right now. That is what it looked like when I went to go check it out, but my friend put it back together enough for me to be able to load it up. So diagnosis so far is it probably needs a head gasket, so I'm gonna get it into my garage, get it all jacked up, drop the entire subframe again with the engine and transmission, and pull the cylinder head apart so we can take a look at it. See, it's a really nice little car, and especially I couldn't argue with the price because I can get all the work done, won't be a problem, and then we'll have a really fun, nice driver. So here's the interior. I say it's in remarkably good shape. In that box is an extra wheel for the rear. Got the Brabus tack and clock. Being a hardtop, has the clear plexiglass plastic roof, and it's got this little visor that goes over it. This is a pretty cool car. I am definitely very excited to get this car all apart, get it fixed up, and make it so where we can drive it and enjoy it. It's going to be a fun little commuter. And the best part is, from my last Smart video, which is actually how I ended up getting this car, I'll tell you that story here in a little bit once I get it unloaded, I'll be able to really show you in depth the technical details, pulling the engine, transmission, everything like that. So we're going to do a full build series on fixing this car up and getting it going again. Well, here it is. I got it in the garage, kind of tucked close over here by my workbench. Got the Bentley over there. Then I have room to walk around, so I cleared off the workbench so I could put all the parts on it. I'm going to use my motorcycle jack to brace the entire rear subframe and engine and whatnot and lower it down. Let's take another quick look at the interior. Got the really nice black seats with this kind of mesh insert. Overall, very, very nice condition car. One of the big things I'm going to have to end up doing is sanding down the plastic roof to, kind of fix all this UV damage. It just fades like all the plastic. I got some plastic polish and did this corner, but I'm probably just going to use a very, very fine sandpaper, sand it down, and then do cut and buff on it, seeing if I could bring it back. And kind of same with the headlights. Those are a bit cloudy as well. But it is nice having a little car. You can squeeze it in a small space. So I'm glad I was able to put it in the garage with all the other cars. See if I can pan back and show you. So yeah, I got the Bentley and the Corvair over there. So I've got 3 cars side by side. I mean, this is kind of a car, but yeah, I'm pretty excited. Gonna start, see if I can get this down. And there's a little 1000cc 3-cylinder with the automatically controlled manual transmission. So I'm going to go ahead and get it jacked up in the air, get some jack stands under it, and seeing if we can drop that subframe. So the first thing we're going to do before we try and jack up the car or take anything apart is I'm going to pull this rear crash bar and see if I can get at least the muffler out of the way. Well, I decided to not take the exhaust off just yet. A couple of these bolts are very difficult to get to for this heat shield. So I took that back piece off and I was able to jack it up. Have the back end on jack stands. I had the wheels off. So now we have enough room that I'll be able to get the motorcycle jack under here, get some braces put together, and then we can drop the 4 big carriage bolts that hold the entire assembly together and then lower it out of the car. Now, I don't have to do any sort of disconnecting for any of the wiring because my friend already did all of that. So everything is all ready to go. When I went to go pick it up, he just put it back in, put the bolts in, and then said, well, it's rollable. So I don't have to disconnect anything that you would normally have to disconnect to get it out. But when we go to put it back together, we'll go through hooking up the brake lines, all the wiring, getting everything going. So for now, let me kind of get everything braced up and see if I can't get this dropped out. I mean, I will. Just gotta do it. All right, since I don't have a lift to make this easier, I kind of have this jimmy rigged a little bit, but I've got some wood in this motorcycle jack under the engine supporting it, and I've got these 2 jack stands in the back here on the trailing arms for the suspension. So what I can do is kind of control it so it doesn't just fall down. And then what I'll do is I'll slowly lift it up, drop the jack stands, and kind of just get it to where it's nice and balanced. But the 4 big carriage bolts are loose. So let me get a little bit more threads out of them and see if we can drop it down some more. And now the front ones are completely out. So let's kind of see how it behaves. Go ahead and lift it up a little bit more. All right, well, I changed it up just a little bit. Floor jack on this side, so let's lower it just a little bit. Okay. Let's lower this one. The other side. This is a good stopping point to be able to pull the muffler off. Now, mostly I want to do this just so it wouldn't get damaged and I could just put it out of the way. Because this is a Brabus muffler, the Brabus tip, so don't want to damage it. Alright, now for my least favorite thing, getting these rubber mounts off. I just use a little bit of WD-40. Always seems to help. There we go, muffler's off. And as much as I can, I put the fasteners back where they belong, just so nothing gets lost. Because doing something like this is really easy for stuff to get misplaced. See if we can finish dropping it. Now what I have to do is, on the other side, I need to disconnect the parking brake cable. And like that, I got the whole subframe, engine, trans, everything all pulled out. Yes, it was a little janky. I don't have a lift. I only have 1 floor jack, so I use that motorcycle jack with some pieces of wood and kind of brace it just right. I've got a couple of jack stands just supporting it as a just in case, but We're at a point now that I can start stripping all the accessories, get the front timing cover off, and get it out enough to where I can get the cylinder head off. So this is a pretty big step so far. So what I'm going to do now is take a bunch of pictures just for a reference point for me, just so I can remember. And the videos are really good, but I'm going to take some up close of some connectors, where stuff goes, and then we're going to get the intake off, the alternator off, the belt, work on getting the exhaust manifold off the head. Going to pull the entire harness off and get it to a point where I need to probably get the engine in top dead center on number 1, and then figure out how to get the timing cover off. I did really consider pulling the entire engine out, but I'm not quite sure yet. I still might do that and just put it up on my workbench or something, because I'm still thinking about doing the clutch, but we'll get there a little at a time. I want to get the head off and make sure it's not warped or damaged, and yeah, so quite a bit of work ahead of us, but it's getting there. Well, I've disconnected a bit of the wiring harness and got it out of the way. Now, let's see if we can't get to this intake manifold off. The top couple of bolts have already been removed. So there's a lower one there. This one. Okay. Alright. Go ahead and lift it out of the way. Vacuum line here I need to disconnect. Let's do it there. Okay, that's easy. I've got a couple of clips. I need to get my pliers. See if we can't get these guys off without breaking them. Okay, that one's good. Excellent. Alright, one more hose. Right there. Fantastic. Probably going to end up ordering several new hoses as well. Just, I figure while it's all apart, might as well be safe. So at some point, my camera stopped recording and I got quite a bit done off camera. So I got the crank pulley off, the timing cover, chain, cams, all those goodies, and the cylinder head bolts are loose and actually completely out. They're down there. So it's time. I want to see if I can pop the head off, and let's take a look at the gasket. There we go. It's off. There's the head over there. And here's the gasket. So I'll take a close look to see if there's any spot where it might have blown. Take a look at the head. Hopefully it's not warped. Might have a machine shop take a look at it, but pretty good stage as of now. Well, that'll wrap it up for this video on the smart car. Got it picked up yesterday, got it offloaded on my trailer, put in the garage, whole engine, transmission, everything dropped out, all taken apart and the cylinder head off. So I definitely say I've gotten quite a lot done. So now I want to do some close inspections, to put a straight edge on the head, take a look at it, take a look at the block really closely, and make sure there's nothing funky with it. And then I've already got some parts ordered up, and hopefully we start getting this thing back together and get it running soon. I really want to get this car back on the road. But thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel, like, leave comments, and see you guys in the next one.